Can you just imagine it? Crazy. You're walking down a crowded city street in the 1930s. You glance up, expecting to see laundry lines or flower pots hanging from apartment windows. Instead, you freeze. Dangling from the fifth floor is a metal wire cage, and inside it, a baby. Chubby arms reach through the bars. Little legs kick into the air as the child coos happily, suspended above the sidewalk in a tiny outdoor prison. It sounds insane, even cruel, but back then, this was seen as cutting-edge parenting. Doctors encouraged it, companies sold it, families trusted it. This is the bizarre, shocking history of the baby cages, one of the strangest fads of the 20th century. Why parents did this? In the early 1900s, disease was everywhere. Tuberculosis, the White Plague, killed thousands every year. Rickets, caused by vitamin D deficiency, left children with weak bones. Doctors agreed on one thing: fresh air and sunlight were medicine. But what about families trapped in tiny, airless apartments in cities like London and New York? Most parents couldn't afford country houses or daily trips to the park. So a new idea spread. If children couldn't go outside, bring the outside to them. The baby cage was marketed as the solution. A personal balcony for the infant, no matter how high the apartment. Brochures claimed it would build strong bones, prevent illness, and make children hardy. To worried parents, it sounded scientific and modern. A way to give their children the best start in life. How the cages worked. Baby cages were basically wire boxes, a few feet long, that attached to the outside of a window with strong brackets. Inside, there was just enough room for a child to sit, lie down, or crawl a little. Some came with padded mats or blankets. Some had a canvas cover to block rain or harsh sun. Mothers would place their infants inside, latch the cage door, and let them nap, play, or breathe fresh air above the streets. From inside the apartment, parents could keep an eye through the window. From the street below, the sight was surreal. Babies floating in midair like birds in a cage. Popularity and strange stories. By the 1930s, baby cages had become surprisingly common in London and parts of New York. Health organizations even endorsed them. In London, the Chelsea Baby Club gave cages to families as part of its childcare program. Newspapers printed photos of smiling infants dangling from windows, with captions praising this modern solution to urban living. Even Eleanor Roosevelt, before becoming First Lady, admitted she briefly used one for her daughter in New York. Neighbors, horrified, demanded she take it down. She did, but many others didn't. Some families swore by them. Children spent hours outside each day, bathing in sunlight and city air. But not everyone was convinced. Imagine walking down the street, looking up, and seeing rows of babies caged above you. People worried, what if a cage broke loose? What if a child wriggled free? Satirical cartoons mocked the fad, showing babies in cages like zoo animals. But still, the trend lingered. Proof that parents will do almost anything when experts tell them it's healthy. The decline. By the 1950s, the baby cage era was coming to an end. Urban design improved. Apartments had better ventilation. More parks were built, and parents had safer alternatives. Medical advice shifted too. Pediatricians began focusing on safety and emotional comfort, not just air and sunlight. At the same time, the world was becoming more cautious. The tragedies of the early 20th century, radium poisoning, asbestos, unsafe medicines, made people distrust bold scientific claims. Baby cages slowly vanished. By the 1960s, they were a bizarre memory, showing up in old photographs and family stories, but rarely in real life. Today, the very idea of putting a baby in a wire cage outside a high-rise window feels shocking, even dangerous. But in the 1930s, it was an act of love, a desperate attempt by parents to give their children the gift of health. That's what makes this story so strange. It wasn't cruelty, it was care. The baby cage reminds us how quickly science, parenting, and common sense can change. What once looked like progress now looks like madness. And that is the forgotten story of the baby cages. One more shocking truth from the old days.